Captain Burnham, I demand that the prisoners be held in the brig. We will not share space with them.
Under what authority are you making these demands?
I am the sovereign magistrate
Of a colony that no longer exists. Those people are now under Federation protection. And thereby subject to Federation law.
But
as are you. As long as you are on this vessel. I need to remind you that wherever you find a new home, you'll be arriving as a refugee, seeking shelter and grace. I hope you find a more just society than the one you had a hand in creating. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a ship to command.
Welcome, everybody, to Deep Space Pride, a gay Star Trek podcast. My name is Mike. I am one of your hosts, and with me is my co-host, Johnson. How you doing, Johnson?
Oh, hi. I'm good. You sound like you have a lot of energy today, though. It's like I can't keep up.
I mean, you know, when your dog actually poops normal and eats normal, and you don't have to take him to the vet and spend another $1,000 on him. I'm excited about this.
Oh my god, so much money!
And yes, it is. Yeah, no, it's been a good day with the dog, and but there's also like so much crap going on, you know, with COVID and everything. It's just crazy right now. So
I know it's a lot right now. All my friends are nervous, including you.
Yes, I am nervous. I mean, it's this is the most nervous I've been in a while. I mean, it's pretty rampant here in New York.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I definitely know quite a few folks that either got exposed or they are currently positive for COVID. So
yeah, I mean, more so than we knew before. So
yeah.
But it also makes me rethink, like, we said we were having people over for New Year's Eve.
That's right.
Do we still do that?
That's right.
You know, all of these things that now I feel like we're back in time to when,
like 2020, mid 2020.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, we're, you know, there isn't an official lockdown, but I feel like, you know, the smarter people are kind of locking down a little bit.
Well, a few Broadway shows have kind of either closed temporarily or shut down.
Yeah, the Rockettes canceled the rest of their shows.
Right. Yeah.
Which was huge. So yeah. You know,
there
I've had
a few shutdowns, like Moulin Rouge shut down. I don't think not permanently, but temporarily, and there are a few because of breakthrough cases.
Yeah, and the cast, they took like a few of the Broadway shows took a day off last week, either Wednesday or Thursday, and were like, I think because they had some people who tested positive in the cast, and so I think they probably had to do some role switching around, so that, and a lot of COVID tests across the board.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, it's just a crazy world we're living in right now. So yes, I guess I'm a little excitable, and yeah, and also we haven't chatted a lot. I mean,
What do you mean? You and I?
Well, we have, but we haven't talked. So before we were recording, everybody, we started talking about some of the off-topic stuff that we're watching, and so. One of the things that came up was The Witcher, which you have not started yet.
No, I'm waiting for a friend because he wanted to binge it with me. And I was like, okay, so we are starting next Monday at 10 a.m. and we're going to binge the whole season in one day.
Wow. Okay.
That's the plan.
Yeah. That's a good plan. I mean,
I will be delirious by the end, but I'm like, sure. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, it's doable. It's 8 episodes. I can do this. You know, honestly, I've done probably 6 hours straight on the couch without getting up to pee.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, you might have you. I mean, The Witcher is that good. So you asked me before we start recording, and I didn't answer. But this season, the second season, is not as confusing as the first season.
Yes, the first season I liked it. I mean, okay. You know what? The first season, The Witcher, I liked it, and while it was confusing, I was kind of almost proud of myself when I kind of figured out that we were going like the time jumping, because they did not give you many context clues, right? Like that. It was like episode 4 or 5. It was like, oh, we're like going through time like at an accelerated pace, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that like that Gerald and Yennefer's stories were like, you know, that they have extended lives, right? That whatever they live for a long time, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
So time is different, but again, the lack of context clues. And I was like so proud of myself when I figured it out.
Well, so I just
more confusing than necessary.
Yeah, no, I rewatched The Witcher in the last week and a half or so, the first season. I didn't really, I had forgotten that part.
Oh, okay.
Because it's been a year since the first series. So yes. I had forgotten about the confusing timeline. And then I think it was episode 4 where I remembered, because it's sort of like it started to clear up, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. This is all over the...
Oh, you literally like didn't even recall.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I did not remember it, which is why I watched it again, because I didn't want to start season 2 and not remember what happened in season 1. And I did know enough that, you know, some shows I'll watch the season finale. Mm-hmm. Like I watched The Expanse season finale of season 5 before I started watching season 6. Mm-hmm. So I have some context and continuation. I understand where the story's at.
The Expanse is so good.
It is.
I
so
really can't with that show. It is such a good show. I'm so sad at the final season. It's like sometimes I need I don't watch it right. It's one of those shows I don't watch right away. But I need to like mentally prepare myself for it, because sometimes it's like it asks sometimes a lot. Like you really need to pay attention sometimes. Like there's a lot going on, but then it's also like it's either intense, like either action wise or emotionally. It's just like there's a lot sometimes.
Right. And
once in a while, after I finished it, I was like, that was kind of draining. I mean, in a way that's like riveting, right? But I'm like, I'm actually tired. So I like mentally prepare myself to watch The Expanse.
Yeah, and you have to wait week after week, so you can't. It's not like with The Witcher where, you know, you can watch one or two, like we've watched 1 or 2 episodes at a time of season 2. It is a lot more straightforward in season 2.
Good.
So there isn't the time jumping. There's a lot of great. I can't wait till you finish it and we can talk about it.
Yes.
But yeah, so there's The Expanse. So we're watching the series 2 finale of The Witcher tonight.
Okay.
And then then that'll be over. And then, gosh, I mean, there's Hawkeye, which you haven't started watching.
I haven't started watching it. Yeah, I guess I'll watch it when I go home and see my mom.
Yeah, that's probably a good show to watch. Then, and so there's that, and then not till the 29th, so a little over a week. Is it the 29th? Yeah, the 29th is when the Book of Boba Fett starts.
Oh my God, that's right.
I just watched a minute preview, I think that was on people.com. Someone linked to it or whatever. Mm. And it's interesting. And then I saw someone's like, oh, this is the big baddie of the season, maybe. And I was like, shoot, you know.
Ooh, I haven't read anything about it, so...
Yeah, no. So I'm whatever. I mean, I'm not disappointed if that is true, but I didn't even think of that as a possibility.
Ooh.
And then I'm staunchly avoiding Spider-Man No Way Home spoilers. So
are you waiting until it's on Disney Plus?
No, I don't think I'll wait that long, but maybe over the holidays, if all fall as well. Maybe, if I do in fact go up to Massachusetts to see my family, maybe I'll take the kids to see Spider-Man. That's always
I've
fun.
heard good things. So
I've heard a lot of good things. Yeah. A lot of rave reviews about this, but I've avoided, the Nerdist and other outlets like that have like explainer videos now of what did you miss in Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm
Right.
like scrolling by, nope,
things that you don't need right now. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Which it's only been out less than a week and they're doing these videos. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
So there are.
We got to get the clicks.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, the clicks.
They're gonna get the finger if I am spoiled.
All right.
But yeah, so a lot going on outside of Star Trek, and we still have new Star Trek to talk about.
We do. Yes. But we were also kind of like, what was this episode about again? It took us a minute to, I now kind of remember what this episode was about. Do you remember now?
Yeah.
Have you collected your thoughts?
Our thoughts will generate out of our discussion about parts of it. But yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard with so much TV going on, but also, life is busy right now. So,
Yes.
I don't, after I've watched it, I'm not going back and watching it again because I have other things to watch now.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas before, it was sort of like during the fall, it was almost a dry spell where all we had was Star Trek.
Right.
Maybe
There's a lot right now.
Yeah.
But
so
Star Trek. We'll get to this episode.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Should we? We've done a almost an off-topic segment at this point. So why don't we jump into actual Star Trek talk? And talk about this week's episode 5, The Examples.
Sure, let's do it.
So how'd it go today?
Refugees are turning in for the night. Resettlement begins tomorrow. How was your day?
Oh, crazy. We learned a lot, although not as much as we could have. And Tarka is a genius, no question, but he scares me too. He is so single-minded about his work. He cares about literally nothing else. Actually feels a little familiar. How are you feeling?
Fine.
That was an avoiding fine, not a real fine. Your eyes are the tell.
Really?
You look down every time.
Coverage told me I'm wearing myself out.
He's right.
Said I'm using work as a crutch. And that I need to take a break.
Maybe that's why I fell in love with you. We have the same pathology.
Making you either a total narcissist or a glutton for punishment.
Little column A, little column B.
Look at us. We jumped 1,000 years into the future. We helped solve the burn. And we can't figure our own shit out.
So, Johnson, what did you think about this episode overall?
So I think what we should do is, because instead of me kind of talking about the entire episode, then you talk about the entire episode, why don't we break it up and then we can each kind of talk like about.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
So why don't we talk about I guess would be the A plot. Well, actually, I'm not sure which one's the A plot. Is the A plot like Michael and Book? Like, I guess so. It's the one.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. The episode title is named after their mission. So why don't we talk about Michael and Book's mission to save? What are they called? Sorry.
They're called The Examples. Actually. Yeah. So they're the title, and then we can talk about the DMA piece.
Yes. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that's the A plot, is because episode title is actually named after them.
Is there a C plot this week or not?
Yeah, no, there is. It's the plot with Culber.
Oh, yes, and David Cronenberg.
So that'll be C plot. So we can do that one. We can save that one to the end.
Okay, all right. So why don't you tell me your thoughts on the examples part of this episode?
Yes. It was, I thought that this was okay. It was fine. It felt very Star Trek tropey to me, where it's like, there's like, kind of like prime directive, like, do we interfere, kind of, like, there's like some sort of like issue with justice. And then I'll be honest, the main dude, the examples that we kind of focus on, so this is my issue. One of my issues with Discovery. So there's like a lot of overwrought emotion sometimes in Discovery, and in this case there was like a lot of feelings and a lot of tearing up. And look, I know I talk about how there's like crying on Star Trek, and I complain about it a lot. I'm fine with crying or tearing up if I feel that it's justified. But sometimes I feel Discovery does it because they want you to feel, they are telling you how to feel about certain things. And the issue is, okay, so I don't remember his name. It's like inconsequential because we're never gonna see him again. But the mean dude, like, he tells his whole background, his story.
I know the actor's name, but I don't know his character.
He murders someone. He's repentant about it, and he tells his whole sob story, which I didn't even think was that original or unique. And then Michael like needs to like give the sphere or whatever to the daughter. It was just like this whole like, it was like this whole thing, and there was like so much feeling, and like Michael's like, all like, it's overwrought. It's like overwrought with emotion. But I just felt that it was very like superficial. I didn't really like I never really felt any sort of emotional connection to this guy. Book, I can understand. Book's frustration with not being able to save everyone. I can actually understand that because we actually followed that journey this season. Right. But the Michael thing, Michael's like, really like sad, and the bridge crew who has no context as who this guy is, and they're hearing his confession. They're like, okay, who is this guy? He's over, he's telling us his story of the comm. Like, okay, no context, right? And then another piece of this is Reese. Okay, that was also like, it was so like shoehorned in, like I don't know if you felt this way. It was like, oh, by the way, my family, my family died during like a hurricane. I was like, what? Where is this like coming from? It was just all like random. And he was like, thank you for letting me do something. I'm like, that's the story of the season. It's like, thank you for letting me do something. Thank you for having someone else besides Michael do something. And the thing is, we don't even see Reese do anything. He's just like, it all happens off camera. We don't even see a glimpse of him like saving the rest of the colonists or whatever. Like, he literally pops in, his hologram, and he pops out. And then I think the end over like audio, he's like, good job. Like, they're good job or whatever. It's just like, I don't know. This was the A plot, but it was the weakest out of three in my mind. It was just like, there are things happening, but I didn't connect with it emotionally at all. It was just like, it was literally things happening. And I felt that the show was trying to manipulate my feelings. That's when I get really complainy. And that's when I start to bitch about the crying, because I'm just like, I don't feel anything that you're trying to make me feel, it's just like all these emotions that I'm not feeling, and it's not working, So things happened. We saw the DMA cause like destruction again. Obviously, you had this plot line. They saved the survivors, or I don't remember what they called. Whatever. It was fine. What did you think?
Yeah. So I felt like
I obviously struggled with this plot line, but I would like to hear what you
yeah,
think.
it's funny. Like I know that this is the whole point of the story, or this is the main arc, or this is the main. This is the title of the episode, and
It is.
I didn't. So a couple of things come to mind. Yes, I agree with most of your points. Actually,
Wow.
I do. I mean, I think I'm actually kind of exhausted with the whole battle between saving everyone and struggling with that. Like, so this time around, Book wants to save everyone. Usually it's Burnham.
Right.
She does want to save everyone, but she listens to this one character's. All I know is it was played by Michael Grey Eyes, and he does have some gravitas as an actor, and I've seen some posts online about how
Yes, he has presence.
He has presence.
Yes, he has presence.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Yeah, I think that I think this episode, honestly, and this particular part of the story suffered from COVID filming. Like, I think that this is an episode where I think you're right. I think it would have been great to have a storyline be Reese saving people from
interesting.
And learning that piece of it, and then maybe even Reese finding these examples and struggling with this and having to rather than Michael and Book. I understand that Michael is this lead of the show and all of this, and I know that Book is, they're together, and that's 2-for-1 deal for that. But it would have been interesting to see Reese doing some, saving of large groups and organizing people and having some sort of internal struggle with the prime minister or whatever he was of this colony. Mm-hmm. And then also having the whole discussion around refugees, which is essentially what this story is also very softly touching upon, is the idea of refugees.
Oh, I didn't even make that connection. Okay.
So at least to me, that's where that's where I see it going, and because I think that one of the important speeches or one of the important scenes is between whatever this character, the leader of this group, this colony, and Michael have on the bridge after she's saved 4 or 5 of the examples, and not that one, the one character, but and how she reminds him that he's no longer the leader, he's actually a refugee like the rest of his people. And so I see that they're no longer, there's no longer a home world for them or a home colony. They are now dependent upon the Federation for placement somewhere else. And so that, for me, that coupled with Reese's storyline would have been really interesting to me. Mm-hmm. It also would have been nice if that were the main and maybe the only storyline, and seen that through, like, dug a little deeper and put some more, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, more meat to the bones of that piece of the story.
Right. And it was funny when Reese started telling his like sob story of the background. I was like, oh my god, is he gonna die in this episode? Like, because I thought so too.
Enough. Yes, I really thought.
I was like, oh my god, he's gonna die.
Like, yes, I know. Anytime we learn something new about the supporting bridge crew, which he was the only one on the bridge other than the new Lieutenant Christopher.
Yeah, I was like, where's everybody?
That's a great question. I don't know. There was an alien in Owo's place, and another person in Detmer's place, and obviously we don't have Tilly right now. So this is an Adira and Gray kind of free episode, I think, for the most part, from what I recall. So yeah, I think there was some opportunity here to really talk about being a refugee, surviving a disaster, and do it from Reese's standpoint. And, thankfully it's not Reese's song's, swan song.
Yeah.
So that's good. But, I think that would have been much more interesting to me than the typical Book Burnham discussions about saving everyone. You know, we get it, Discovery. This is the theme.
Yeah.
What the DMA is only the part of the problem of this season. The real problem is that we can't save everyone. We as the audience know that. The only persons that don't really know that are now Book and Burnham, who are slightly on opposite sides of this time around. But I didn't need this episode to know that this is coming up. For that we're working on this storyline, this part of the storyline, or this part of Burnham's journey this season, because we know that.
But you know that Discovery oftentimes will belabor the point, right? It's not like the most subtle show.
I know. Yeah, this is definitely an episode where I felt the belaboring of this, and I was like, can we just have a different conversation? Do we have to? I mean, this is now the Book and Burnham show in a lot of ways, which is fine. You know, I love Sonequa Martin Green. I think David Ajala is great. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, you know what though? All right. The one thing that I forgot to mention, because you said that.
Yeah.
This episode also made me feel that Sonequa is not a good actress. And she always has the same way. I don't know if you noticed this, but it really is. It's something that I've like noticed, and I'm like, this is her dramatic acting method, and it actually really has started to irk me. She dramatic whispers a lot. Have you noticed this?
I have not. I'll have to pay attention.
You have to pay attention. It's like they're just in a room, and then she's like whispering, but strongly whispering.
Yeah.
And she has this way of, and this is her way of being emphatic and dramatic. And I'm like, that's not good acting. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's not, just because you're whispering doesn't make it more dramatic. It made me feel that she's actually not that good an actress. I think that the thing is, Sonequa is like, she's not, and I don't know, it was like, haven't seen her other work, so I can't really judge, like, you know, or I don't have enough of a sample size. All I have is Discovery. So I don't know if it's the way that she's written or the way that Sonequa was acting. If I knew more of her roles, I'll be able to like, you know, I'll be able to like at least be able to say like, oh, she has range, you know. But she's not the most subtle actress, and I feel that she has limited range. Like, it's always like very dramatic. So I don't know. I mean, she's good at crying.
I think she's written this way too often, more so than.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's the writing or like literally like.
I feel like it's the writing. I feel like it's the writing, because looking back at last week's episode, I thought she was written really well.
So I'm telling you though, next time.
Yeah, no, I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I think, you know, it's sort of like the, you know, when they're sort of having, it's sort of like when the parents go off and talk, but they're yelling at each other, but they're not yelling at each other because they're trying to be quiet, but everyone still hears them. Yes. I get that. Yeah. So I know what you're talking about. I think, I also think that the back and forth between them is a little bit overused. Like, it's, you know, we saw it in episode 1. You know, we've probably seen it. What? Between the back and forth, between Book and Burnham, like this kind of constant, like just banter between them about previous adventures, or this is how you're going to do it this way, or you know, referring to other adventures that they've had together. I just think it's, you know, I want more from the rest of the crew. Like, I want, like, the stuff with Reese would have been really great to dig into. Sort of like, you know, we're just getting these dribs and drabs, like not Lieutenant Christopher, but who's normally at that station at communications. Like, I can only think of his actor name, Ronnie Rowe Jr., but I can't think of his character's name at the moment. But you know, he came and helped out in that first episode and told about riding the waves, right?
Oh yeah. Shoot, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, so I can't think of his name at the moment, but
Oh my god, what is it? We talked about it last time too. Oh man, ugh.
But this is the problem, right? This isn't like they aren't doing this like the original series where you're kind of seeing seeing other characters and you get to know them and like, I don't know, like this is another
this is my diatribe from our last podcast episode. I'm like, it's too much Michael Burnham. Like I can't.
Yeah,
Michael Burnham cannot
yeah.
be the center of the universe like constantly. I mean, like
Yeah, I think this would have been a great example of, where she holds back and Reese does the work of this episode. That would have been a great episode. And, throw in another character, even Lieutenant Christopher or the guy that we can't think of his name right now. Or, Owo or Detmer, any one of those. Like, why couldn't two of them, do this part of the episode? I get it. It's Discovery. It's the Michael Burnham show. I understand. But I just think that, I would like to see some variety. And
I would love to see some variety.
Reese looked great in his uniform. I saw some tweets back and forth. Wilson Cruz is calling out how good he looked in his uniform. I mean, Patrick is a good looking guy, so I want to see more of them. And I think that it just felt really odd this week that we see a little bit of Reese but no one else of the bridge crew. They're all missing except for this new Lieutenant Christopher, who maybe opened a hailing frequency or whatever, like so yeah,
it's like in the little that we got of Reese just didn't just feel very natural to me because it just lacked the larger emotional context. Like he literally just kind of popped in and popped out. Like I was just like, okay, bye.
Right, and it's character detail by exposition instead of situation. That also happened. Yeah. That also happened with the aforementioned character. We cannot think of his name, but
it's like telling us the story versus us seeing the story.
Yes.
It's like this happened to me. I'm like, great.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that I really applauded the writing last week. This week, I felt like was back to like lazy writing, like, late. And I say late, I mean, writing an episode is not an easy thing. And I'm not trying to demean the writer, but I'm just saying we fall back on some tropes here that could have been approached differently. Like, I actually think that, instead of the story of the examples being the main point of the story, I think we have an opportunity here to talk about refugees. I think that would have been we have a character, Reese, who, whose parents died in a hurricane I'm assuming on Earth. But again, I would have to rewatch that scene to see if he even let those details out. But I think it would have been much more interesting to have some more situational exposition of the rest of our bridge crew's background and characters. So and you knew which way this was going. You could tell that, again, it's the push and pull against the Federation and why they weren't there and why they're taking an interest now. And, Michael Burnham being the guardian of the ideals of the Federation and
eye roll.
So it's just, it's kind of formulaic. Even for Discovery, this isn't even copying Star Trek, previous iterations of Star Trek. This is copying previous episodes of Discovery. So,
right.
It's not even.
No, it didn't break any new ground. I mean, I think we can both.
No, I think
it was just,
So yeah, we have so much more of this story to talk about. I think we've, for the most part, beat this A plot line to death, which is totally fine. But let's move into the B plot line, because I have some definite thoughts on this.
Ooh, okay.
But the Stamets, DMA, Ruan, Tarka,
yes,
what I would like to call the galaxy's asshole, And Saru, some interesting, some interesting Saru things happen here too. Again, I do you mind if I talk about this? Because
of course, you go ahead this time.
I really did not like Ruan Taka at all.
I don't think he was meant to be likable.
No, I know. I don't think I like the actor either. I think he plays these kinds of characters, and I just hate it.
Okay. I don't think I hated it as much as you did.
Oh no, I really hate it. Like he was. The best part about these scenes was Jet Reno, to be honest. I love Jet Reno. Give me a little sarcasm and banter with her and Stamets, and I'll take that. But having this asshole involved in this and comes out of the gate being an asshole, like, really?
But I think that he is very much supposed to be a mirror to Stamets, because even when we get Stamets in episode 2/3 of Discovery, right off the bat, he's in your face, he's aggressive, he's defensive about his work. Like, right. It's the same. He's the same person. Like, and that's why they get along. Like, that's the problem.
And they do talk about he and Culber do, Stamets and Culber do have like a great scene later at the end where they talk through it. But I just, again, it's, I guess that's the whole point of it. But I don't know. I just don't like the whole idea. I don't like this in life. And I definitely don't like to see it in television where someone comes in and is just an asshole to everyone around them and disrespects them to their face. Like, I'd be like, you know what? Let's just beam this asshole off into space and move on. Like, I don't need, you don't come onto a ship and like start, I don't care who the fuck you are. Like, you start off like that. Oh, your work is pretty good, but it can be improved upon. Like, fuck you, get off the ship. Like, just beam him into space, please. And Saru here really kind of let him rule the roost. And the only thing that Saru really did is sort of put some boundaries on it, and then they pushed. Stamets was pleading to Saru to allow it to go further and further and further until finally he had to kill it. But I also felt like this wasn't our typical Saru, who is kind of like took a back seat to this guy, and and let him and then the screaming. What was the screaming about? Like, I don't know. Like, if Saru's going to scream like that, like, I want someone to fly across the room. I want some, the mirror universe where he throws someone up against the ceiling like he did in Giorgio's Terra Firma. Thank you. I want to see that kind of screaming and things, but them randomly screaming at each other, like, for what purpose was that? It was
just like, how does it feel to let go or something, whatever.
Stupid. It was absolutely stupid. So and this guy also knows who's behind this. Like, I am convinced.
Right. We get like, yes.
The other thing too is like, we've had this big scientific mystery that is now no longer a scientific mystery. Shocker, really. Because you can't.
We talked about this back in episode 1. We were like, this is probably like something, or episode 2 rather. It's some sort of artificial.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you can't have a big baddie that is a scientific thing that is inexplicable. So there's obviously someone or something behind this, which, yes, we get it. We figured that out. Thank you for bringing us 5 episodes in and saying that. But then, to drag it out and be dramatic, we're not gonna, he's not gonna tell us who it is, who he thinks it is yet, because, so I don't know. That part of the episode just exhausted me. Other than seeing Jet Reno, I just don't like I don't like that kind of conflict for conflict's sake. Oh, that's what it was. It was peacocking. It was just bullying. There was some bullying. You know what I think it really is? This guy is a bully, and I think that is what's triggering for me. Is I fucking hate bullies, obviously. having grown up and experienced bullying, but I just don't understand how we can have bullying in Star Trek that isn't called out as bullying right away. Like, you're going to come on my ship and be a bully. I'm going to beam you into space and say goodbye and not lose a moment's of sleep about that. So I think that I just don't like this whole aspect of bullying, even for someone super intelligent and knows what the fuck's going on and doesn't want to tell anybody, all because he wants to write a paper or have some institute named after him or some, whatever his ultimate goal is, or he admires these people who are doing this and wants to join them. Like, maybe Ruan Tarka is going to be the big bad guy of this season. I don't know. But I think talking it through now, I hate a bully. I think he should be airlocked. Okay. Fuck him. And I'm mad at Saru for not dealing with this. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to step off my soapbox for a minute and let you say a few words about this part.
No, you had some very strong feelings. I don't like bullies either. That's why when we were watching Prodigy and we were both kind of hating on Dowd, there was he had certain aspects of being a bully. I didn't really mind this guy. Like, he was obviously yes, he was annoying, but that's the character. So I was kind of like, all right, whatever. Like, he's just like a guest star, and he's just like he's the type that kind of rubs everyone the wrong way. And like, we've gotten this throughout Star Trek, and this is not the first kind of like mad sciencey type that knows too much and like feels like he knows more than anyone else. Like, this is definitely something that we've gotten throughout like all of Star Trek. So it didn't really bother me as much. I actually didn't mind the storyline because we got to find out a little more about the DMA. Obviously, when we first are intro to the episode, you have the USS Janeway and the USS T'Pau. I love my little Easter eggs coming to the anomaly, and then it vanishes, and then you find out that it reappears like 1,000 light years away. So this addresses is this anomaly that big of a threat question? Because if you recall 2 episodes ago, I was like, well, it doesn't travel faster than light, then it's actually really not much of a threat. And now now apparently it can travel through space and reappear like very far away. So that makes it more of a threat. I was finally like, oh my God, they finally come to the realization that this is not natural. It's like, artificial. Okay. All right. We finally got there. And then what else about this plotline? There was something else I do not remember. The one thing that I did like, because I feel like we've only seen so many Risians in our time with Star Trek, is that I was like, oh, hey, it's a Risian that's like not Vanessa Williams or something that we got in DS9, like, because I immediately recognized like his little head thing. In TNG and DS9, I think it's actually like a token or something, but in this case it almost looks like a tattoo or a birthmark. So I was like, oh, but it's like this this horseshoe kind of design. I was like, it's very recognizable. So I immediately knew that he was a Risian, which I really liked, because again, we haven't gotten many Risians outside of like Vanessa Williams, I guess. So I kind of like that because it's kind of like throwback. And I didn't mind his interactions with Stamets and Saru. I did notice that Saru was kind of letting things happen. I did have the larger question as to why is this experiment happening on a starship during a rescue mission? Like, this can easily be happening on a science station. It could be happening in space. Like, there's no reason why it needs to be happening now here. And you risk like blowing up a starship. There's no reason for that. They were just kind of doing that for obviously the sake of drama. But I was just like, it makes no reason there's no reason why you should be running such a risky experiment on a starship during a rescue mission, like near the
on a 1,000-year-old starship too. Like it's not a, there are newer ships like the Janeway or any of one of these.
They have done this anywhere else, like I don't know, like uninhabited planet. If you need a surface to work on, like honestly, like there was no reason why this should have been happening here. I don't really have much more to say about this plot. I didn't mind it. I'm glad we found out a little bit more about the DMA. Like we're getting it in drips and drabs. That's fine. But yes, his Ron Tarka's interaction with Book later on was interesting, but I'm not quite sure what we were supposed to get away from it. Obviously, we see the burn or the birthmark on the back of his neck.
Yeah, do you know what that's from or no?
No. Okay. I think that's just some sort of clue, but we don't know what it was. But then
isn't it then that scene that we realize that Tarka does know who this is, probably who's doing this?
No, I think that you're just, that wasn't explicitly said.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think that you might be.
Well, he definitely said that it wasn't the 3 species that they thought it was.
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. That's right. I like that they name drop the Metrons, Q, and the caretaker species. What's it called? The N. Help me.
No, I have no idea. I can't think of it.
Nacine. The Nacine. Thank you.
The Nacine. Yes.
Thank you. I didn't look up anything. I just remember that off the top of my head. Thank you very much.
You have a good memory.
You're welcome. The Metrons, the Nacine, and the Q. So, and we got that interesting little drop that they have not apparently heard from the Q continuum in 600 years. So that puts a time limit on how much more we can see of Q. I was like, what? But I thought that was interesting. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, yes, we got, I don't remember the exact context of the conversation. It just seemed very like, it did not confirm or deny that Ron Tarka knows who did this. He only confirmed that this takes the energy that it would take to execute something like this would be like astronomical, essentially. But he had that interesting conversation with Book, of which the contents I do not remember. It was like, I don't remember.
That's where I think he intimated that he knew it wasn't those 3 species, and he has some idea of who it is, or even knows who it is, and he was very like mysterious about it, cagey about it. Yeah. So, but I'd have to go back and rewatch it to know the exact language around it. But that's where I get that from. It wasn't from something else. Like I haven't really absorbed anything else. I haven't even had time to watch the Ready Room about it. So, I don't even. I'm pretty sure it came from that conversation with Book towards the end. But enough about the bully. Can we move on to our dear,
sure,
dear
doctor?
We
haven't seen the last of him, so
no.
Prepare yourself.
Yes, great, thanks. Let's talk a little bit about our sexy doctor, Dr. Culber, right? And a very interesting conversation with the director. I don't know what his name is. David Cronenberg. I just know him as that. I don't know what his name is. Kovics or whatever.
Kovich. I don't know.
Kovich. Yes, Kovich. So what are your thoughts on that? And
yeah, I mean, this was out of the 3 probably my favorite storyline, even though it got the least screen time.
Yeah,
because it was very real. It
Right.
was actually very insightful to Culber's psyche, and I really like that. That we, similar to Burnham for different reasons, he has a savior complex, and I love that Kovich, in like literally the 5-6 minutes that they had this conversation, he was able to pinpoint like why he suffers from this. And throwback to season 2, he came back from the dead and
Right.
he's still processing that. And I love that they are bringing it back to that experience and
Some
that
survivor's guilt, it sounds like.
yeah, and I thought that was really
essentially.
interesting because the thing is, out of 3 storylines, this was like the deepest,
Yes.
and it really dives into why Stamets, why Culber is doing what he's doing,
Yes.
but helping him to realize that, and also to realize that he needs to take care of himself, and
Right.
kind of like self-care. And I actually, really like that a lot. Where
Self-care and also getting himself some help.
right.
In some way. I think self-care is one aspect of it, but I think that he really needs some help as well. And no, I thought the conversation, I like the dynamic between the two. They've obviously had several scenes in season 3. We learned about the time war or whatever that happened when they talk about it. But
The Temporal Cold War. Hello, Enterprise throwback.
The what?
The Temporal Cold War.
Oh, the Temporal Cold War. Right. Thank
you.
Sorry, I had Time Wars from another.
From what? From
Doctor Who, and another literary book series that I watch. Read. Sorry, I don't watch it. Read. But my favorite part of this storyline, and I really love what I would call intimate scenes with Stamets and Culber, where they're doing something very normal.
We haven't gotten much of that.
We haven't gotten much
of them just having like close scenes together.
Yes, I agree.
And very few and far between, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, we've said in the past that they need a family vacation, really.
Yeah.
But it was really, these are the scenes that really mean a lot to me. These are the scenes where it reflects my life and who I am as a gay man and in a relationship. I think that these are the scenes. This brings me back to the very first scene that we had of the two of them brushing their teeth. Like, these are very normal things that couples do, and guess what? Gay couples do them too. And it's just, I love seeing that. I love the normalization of it. And I like that. And I hope that other people see this as important parts of this show. So, yes, we only get these small snippets, but I cannot emphasize how important they are and how meaningful they are to me. And I hope that at some point in the future, I get to ask them about this and talk to them about this, because this is something that means a lot to me, and probably why we do this podcast too. So I that was by far my favorite scene in this whole episode, besides the one with Kovich and Culber. But I think that I agree that this was my favorite storyline. I mean, the others are a retrope and a bully. So clearly, I would rather have seen a whole hour of this stuff rather than some of the and maybe some Reese thrown in there as well, and then we would have had a stellar episode, in my opinion. But
sure.
But I am not a writer on the show, so I can't. I can't. I can't.
You have no input.
I have no input
at all.
Alex Kurtzman, please call me. Michelle Paradise. My phone number is no. So so definitely that was the for me the most meaningful aspect of this episode, and I hope that we get some more of that, because I like how they're helping each other unpack what is going on.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I mean, the emotional scenes or the intimate scenes rather between Stamets and Culber, even though I have not personally gone through that or experienced it, I still like it. I still like those moments because they're just like normal, and they can talk about things.
Right.
And Yeah, I feel that they've been kind of just working on like different paths. They've been kind of on their own individual journeys. So it's too bad that we haven't gotten more of this these kind of domestic moments, as it were, between them.
Yeah, I think in some ways I'm looking forward to the more episodic nature of Strange New Worlds. And I wish that I wish that would translate to Discovery, maybe in season 5 or something, where we just kind of do more of an episodic adventure in the New Federation, or however this season rolls out. But
was it Mariah Carey? Like,
no, that was not. No, it was sorry. I set alarms throughout the day to remind me of the time.
Oh,
pay attention. So yeah,
it sounded like the beginning of All I Want for Christmas.
Yes, I know. I know. When you said Mariah Carey, I was like,
I'm ready for it. If you want to play it during the podcast.
No, we would not. We would be stung by some what is it, DCMA or takedown or whatever. But anyway, what were we talking about?
Mariah Carey. I think we were just still talking about Seventh and Culber, but I've lost my train of thought.
Oh, so I think what I'm looking forward to in Strange New Worlds is more of these type scenes, which actually would happen, I hope, more often in an episodic nature, whereas we don't have this big overlapping DMA that's sort of taking over the whole season. I think that's where this all kind of plays out and whatnot. So, but those are, that's a lot of thoughts on this episode of Discovery. The examples. Why don't we take a moment to talk about our sponsor?
Fansets?
Fansets.
Why are you like pausing?
Because you're on mute, and I'm like, what is he doing?
I'm listening to you. I was multitasking.
I realize that. This is a 2-person podcast. We're interactive here.
Sorry, I'm like checking a work thing.
Yes, I know. Yes. Work never is very far away, and I hear my puppy whining in the distance. So,
what does he want?
I don't know. I just hear whining. He doesn't speak English, so it's not like I can translate whining into needs or wants. So anyway, I'm hoping Dennis will be home shortly to entertain him for the last few minutes of this. But anyway, getting back to our sponsor, Fansets, which is the exclusive sponsor of Deep Space Pride and the Trek Geeks Podcast Network. So I think they've released the last of their pins for the year, and it's a great time to pick up some. Well, it's too late to have Christmas gifts.
It's not going to arrive in time for Christmas.
It's not going to arrive in time for Christmas, but definitely
you can buy a gift card probably in time for Christmas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could definitely buy your favorite fan a Fansets gift card. And although I don't think it'll be discounted with our discount code, but there are a ton of pins that your favorite Star Trek fan or Scooby-Doo fan or Batman fan or DC fan or Harry Potter fan could buy, and it's a great way to support a excellent small business. Lou and John and the whole team are just great, and so definitely go over to fansets.com. Order a bunch of pins that will arrive after Christmas, but still in time for plenty of gift giving. And if you use the code DSPRIDE, all in caps, you'll get 10% off your order. Probably not off of gift cards. No. And if you spend more than $30, you'll get free shipping in the US. And we want to thank Fansets for being our exclusive sponsor and supporting the Trek Geeks Podcast Network.
Thanks, Fansets. I feel you have a lot going on in your apartment. Is Dennis back?
No, but
No, his is whining. I can hear him.
yes, you can hear him, his whines and his barking now. So we are
I thought we were gonna do off topic.
oh, we sort of covered that at the top. Do you want to talk a little bit more about it?
It's fine. I feel like I could talk about The Expanse for like an hour.
Oh yeah. Well, it's only episode 2, so
I know.
we do.
What does he want?
Hold on a moment. We'll be right back.
Oh my god.
So Hamish is now joining us on the podcast because he was whining and felt all alone.
Oh,
and he's licking the mic now. That's great.
That's disgusting.
So yeah, I mean, we only have 2 episodes of Expanse. We should wait and talk more about it. I know
The Expanse is like such a better show. I'm sorry, The Expanse is like such a better show than Discovery. Like, obviously, we're here to talk about Discovery. We're Star Trek fans, but sometimes I'm just like, oh my god, like the acting, the plot, the pacing. It's just like so good. I just like. And I'm like, why can't Star Trek be better sometimes? Like, it makes me angry. Like, sometimes it can be really good. And sometimes it's like, oh my God, we get an episode like this where it's like 2 out of 3 plot lines. It's like, they're just all right. You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, with with The Expanse, we do get some exploration of the additional cast and crew of the Rosiante.
We get a lot of characters that we explore and delve into. Honestly. So, and yeah, everyone's like very 3-dimensional and it's like very complicated.
Yeah.
I love Philip's storyline. You can see how conflicted he is. Like, he's lashing out, obviously. And Marco is like, you can see how Marco's struggling to deal with Philip. I love it. It's like, like all that shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama that is really complex.
It's really complex. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, does Discovery want me to cry again this episode? I'm just like, whatever. No, we love Star Trek. We love to complain about it, but we also love it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this episode of Discovery wasn't perfect by any means. I think it wasn't complex in a good way, and I really your comment about this is being directed to feel a certain way about something is interesting. I'm gonna have to really think more about that, but what is the emotion that Discovery is trying to make you feel?
No, it's a thing. It's, and I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather feel that about refugees. I think that that's an important piece, but I mean, we've said a lot about the episode, but it's fine.
We're fine. The Expanse is a very complex show. It's it's got we've got Earth, we've got the Belters, we've got the Belters. We still have yet to discover what is happening at the ring gates.
Yes, I know.
I assume that at the end of last season, that Martian vessel that went through the ring was dissolved.
Right. Yeah, we haven't gotten a lot when it comes to the aliens that killed the Ringmakers. Like, that's been teased a lot.
Yeah.
Like the red Orby energy aliens.
Yeah.
But we have yet there are only 8 episodes left. And I'm like, are we going to really get this? So, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, I think it's one of those shows where ultimately the conflict it's within humanity, right? It's about humanity.
Yeah.
It's not about the aliens, right? I get it. But I still kind of want to know, like, the mystery of the pro molecule and like everything like that. So,
yeah, I think that's, and I can't really tell. What do you think? Do you think that Philip thinks that his father is going too far? Is he like, what do you source Philip's kind of attitude and
I guess that would be that, or like just regret over what they're doing, and maybe Naomi's words to him last season like kind of struck deeper than we saw. Yeah. So I think it's a combination of all those things. And then also kind of being like the hero's son, right? like
right, yeah,
having this pressure to live up to his father's expectations. Like when you
right,
mix all of that in there, it's very complicated.
yeah. No, definitely, yeah. That's yeah. I'm anxious to see what kind of happens with the two of them, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens there, and
And yes, and I love honestly the action on not to delve into Expanse because we already we're finished this podcast episode, but the action on the Expanse is so good. I don't know. It's just like they do such a good job with these action scenes, and I don't need like flying rocks or like vents that spew fire. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I just don't
yeah.
need that. Like, and it's like
Well, when
it's
they
so well
boarded
done.
the Azure Dragon, right? That was
Intense.
that was intense, and you really get the sense that space is dangerous.
Right.
That the chase scene is pretty intense.
It's well done. Yeah,
it's
very well
really
done.
well done. The shifts in how quickly ships can change direction, which seems really large, but it's really like just a little skirt. I don't even know how to describe the engines on these ships, but
The drives. I don't.
the drives,
Like,
but also
I've seen drives. There we go.
there you go. Yeah, so I thought that and the boarding of that ship was just amazing, and
Yeah.
how they've uncovered the whole rock plan. So that's
Asteroid.
all asteroid plan.
Rocks.
So rocks, yes.
English.
I mean, so I think that's good, but yeah, it is a really great show, and
So good.
it's definitely I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah. Love it. Anyway,
and I love Bobby too. So
oh my god, I love Bobby. I love Bobby.
But our dear Rosianti crew is definitely experiencing some
wear and tear.
Some wear and tear. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. I mean,
Hamish is cute right now.
Yes, he's
needy.
He is needy. I don't know why. Well, I mean, he's feeling better, I think, so I'll take it.
Yeah, at least it's not spraying poop everywhere.
He never sprayed poop anywhere.
That's what diarrhea is, though. It's like
yeah, but it's for a dog, it's more controlled. I mean, it's just a mess.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Anything else you're really looking forward to, like from an off-topic perspective? I mean, I'm really looking forward to Boba Fett.
Oh, I've been watching Wheel of Time. The finale is this Friday.
Oh, that's the other show I've been watching too. I watched it. I am enjoying that.
Okay, it started a little bit slow, but now I'm kind of really into it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I did. I agree. It started slow, but then I sort of like you kind of get pulled into the next episode, and well, the first episode sort of stands alone, and then which is I guess could be considered the pilot, but
intro.
Once you're into the second episode, you're kind of dragged along after that point.
Yeah.
But, it's an interesting difference to. In fact, I have to keep the world of The Witcher and Wheel of Time.
Oh God,
they're similar, and you're like, is this the one where this and this happens? Like they are both intense fantasy, storylines. So it's just
why is it pawing you?
Oh, he put his paw on top of my arm.
Oh,
yes,
that's cute.
Yes,
that's cute.
I know.
Oh, he wants attention.
He does want attention. So yeah, so I am so we finally so my big question, I almost Googled it. I was like, what is the Blight?
And
yeah,
they don't really go into it that much. It's basically just evil.
Yeah, evil has
touched nature, and it's not good. It's not great. It's suboptimal.
So I was literally about to Google the Blight, and then we see it at the end of the latest episode, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that explains it sort of, but it looked like
sometimes
it
they
looked
don't
like
really. It's like The Witcher, where sometimes they kind of just throw these terms at you, and then they never explain it. They kind of just
and I
kind
didn't
of go with it.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I'm definitely enjoying. So, this week's is the finale, man.
Yeah, it's only 8 episodes.
Yeah. So is The Witcher, by the way.
So is The Witcher. Yeah.
These shorter seasons, thanks to COVID, are thanks COVID for the let me send my heartfelt feelings to you, COVID, for shortening all of our.
Wait, how many
shows.
episodes was The Witcher season 1?
10.
Oh, it's 10. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So this one is 8, and they released a preview for a Witcher preview.
Yeah, Blood Origin or something with Michelle Yeoh.
Yes, I mean I'm all about seeing Michelle Yeoh, so that's
Michelle Yeoh being a badass, basically.
Yeah,
she's an elf.
So as an elf, right? Yeah. So probably this is why she couldn't do Section 31.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's the reason. God.
But yeah, so
that show was like on ice.
I mean, who knows? I mean,
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's still mentioned in the annals of shows that they're working on.
It's a list. It's on the list.
But yeah, so there's that. It's season 2. It's really good. I can't say anything about it, but
oh my god. Okay, yes, I'm gonna watch it next week, and then we can talk about it. But we are not going to be talking about it next week because we are taking a break.
Oh, that's right. Thanks. Great. That's a great segue into the final part of our episode.
I'm trying to wrap this up now. Now I'm kind of like, I'm done. But yes, we will not be recording next week. Happy holidays and happy New Year. Oh my God, to everyone.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Because by the time we come back, it's going to be 2022.
Yes.
Crazy.
Which means we will have been podcasting for 2 years. Not 2 full years, but we started in 2020. We
started middle of 2020.
Yes.
So watch out for a new episode from us next week. In the meantime, if you want to reach out to us, I'm trying to segue out of the episode.
Yes, good job. Go for it. Go.
If you want to reach out to us, you can reach us on social, on Twitter and Instagram at Deep Space Pride, or you can email us at deepspacepride@gmail.com.
Great.
And that's it.
All right. Well, everyone, be safe out there. And Hamish dashed off as Dennis came home. So have a safe and happy holiday season, and we will see you back here in 2022.
Bye, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye.
Deep Space Pride is a production of Coconut Media Works. Executive producers Bill Smith and Dan Davidson. For more great Star Trek discussion, discover the other shows of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network at trekgeeks.com or find us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.